Hey, everybody, hope you're doing well. Listen, change is in the air. Woo! Yep, it is. Desired, unwanted, or not. Let's talk about Medicaid. I tell you, this is like it's life changing. Oh, yeah. Already stressful enough, all the layoffs, job eliminations, no job placement. And then you have a situation just like this. Me, mom, and papa will be at the crib in 30 to 45 days. All right? Yeah. Yep, you heard her. Mima and Papa will be at the crib in 30 to 45 days. Letters are coming in. And a lot of families are not really feeling prepared for this. You think, okay, you've got your home, your life, your parents are settled with Medicaid, and it's already stressful enough. I get it. It's already stressful enough. And now you get this letter where you're supposed to come and do what? You're supposed to come and do a pickup. So listen to this lady and let's have a conversation, okay, as to what she says. It's very true, very true. Here we go.
My dad lives in a nursing home, and by now I'm sure you've seen the video circulating about the woman who's really concerned because her dad is getting kicked out of his nursing home due to Medicare. And this is just the anticipatory changes that the big, beautiful bill is putting into place. What people don't understand is a lot of nursing homes are actually owned by these big corporations, right? So the big corporations, your local branch isn't that, but like they are owned like by private equity, things like that. Like I know the one that my dad lives in is like that. And so the rules kind of come from on top. So it sounds like some of these nursing homes are figuring, well, we're not going to get reimbursed from Medicare in the future, so we're going to just start evicting people who, pay that way because we don't want to suffer the losses. And instead we'll try to fill those spots with people who pay out of pocket. Now, in my case, like my dad, we actually pay out of pocket, or I should say he pays out of pocket for his nursing home care. But what is it going to do when I guarantee you like 70-80% of the people who are at my dad's facility are in some type of Medicare reimbursement, especially if they're in like very long-term care situations. Like that is super common. I don't think people understand that. And so what's going to happen when these facilities can't fill the apartments because there's not enough people who can afford? I mean, to give you an idea, it's over $4,000 a month, guys. $4,000. I mean, think about like that. That's like almost triple my mortgage. Okay, it's crazy. And in my case, like, what would happen if I was in this situation? Because I'm thinking about that. Like, what's going to happen if, like, my dad's facility, for example, shuts because there's not going to be beds anywhere for these people to go. So the burden is going to be on the families. And, like, in my case, I don't have anywhere to put this man. And I don't live in a handicap accessible home. And there is no housing in my area. So I can't just, like, pick up and move. And I have a mortgage from 2011. Like, I can't just move. Like that's not really an option. So like I don't know what I would be doing if I was in that same situation, and I am really worried. And if you're thinking, well, I'm so lucky I don't have anyone in nursing care, I'm not going to be impacted. Let me just tell you that this is just the one little arm of the ripple effect that this is all going to have, right? What's going to happen when hospitals aren't getting reimbursed for things? What's going to happen when your doctors are not getting reimbursed? They're going to go private practice. I'm telling you, this whole healthcare system is like on a house of cards.
Yep, and the cards are crashing down. The cars are crashing down. And 4,000, that's pretty cheap. Seriously, comparing 4,000, you better grab it. Why? Because a lot of them are like 7,000 a month. Someone I knew their family, their family member. What happened was they had to make a choice between here and they considered Mexico, but it was like, hey, who's going to sit down here with them, cheaper living, because he needed that constant care. What they ended up doing, and this was like the cheapest they could find because based on the money that he had, even if you have assets, it's like his money may run out. The cheapest they could find, it was in a nice area. Someone opened up their home and took care of him. Guess what they charged for that room and to take care of him? 5,000 a month. That included his meals. They cooked for him, cleaned him, took him out for fresher breath air, fresh air every now and then. 5,000 a month. And he just happened to make it to the end where there was a little money left. Yeah. So he's one of the lucky ones. But yeah, this is what happened. So she's saying she would know what she would do. I beg to differ. Either come pick up your dad, in this case, anyone, your mom or dad, or they'll be homeless. And if you think, oh, they wouldn't do that, sit the elderly out, you want to bet? If you think they wouldn't do that, think again. See, that's why you hear about all this redistricting that they're trying to push through. They say, oh, the Democrats, they're trying to steal it, trying to steal it. Well, see, all the redistricting thing, why would they say they were trying to steal it during Biden? Because they know people weren't happy with the way things were going. A lot of people weren't, with illegal immigration and things like that, and the price of food and all that. And the price of food is still high, if you ask me. But here's the deal. People aren't happy now. And I said before in a prior video, understand and vote for whomever you want. But I was saying, a lot of people with the economy, they thought, oh, well, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and vote for Trump and get my job. And I said before on a prior video, I said, understand how things work. If you're thinking, I'm going to go vote for Trump and get my job, I think again, because it doesn't work like that. And the proof is in the pudding. We're still facing, it's been bad if you ask me since the pandemic. Only thing is they push money out to the Americans. But now the Americans are on their own. They're pushing money out to other countries and to fight wars and things like that. But this here, yeah, a house of cards. Hospitals are already closing down in rural areas. Okay, you got two hospitals, one over here, one over there. Guess what? They're shutting down one. So what happened? Everybody's going to go to the other one. Well, when they shut a hospital down, it's going to be farther away for other people. Could be one lady said, "Oh, it's 30 miles from my house." For somebody, it could be an hour. When you have an ER situation, you may not have an hour. You may not have an hour. Might not even have 30 minutes. So now all those people will be in surrounding areas will be going to that one hospital. Wow. Expect delays. If you have, let's say you got 3,000 people and you got two small hospitals. Let's just say 5,000. If you got two small hospitals, now the Medicaid cuts, now that 5,000 dwindles down to one hospital to treat the very same amount of people. What do you expect? Quality care? Definitely longer wait times. Then on top of that, if the hospital shut down, that means from the janitor to the CNA to the RN to the administrative worker to the doctor to the surgeons, all out of work. You may have a few that can find some spots in corporate in the next hospital, but number one, don't think they're going to go ahead and just hire all those people. That's not even financially feasible. It doesn't work like that. So do you see what's going on? This year, she says, "Oh, I don't have she doesn't have any extra room. Move over, mommy. Move over, daddy, because grandma and me, ma's here." You have an office that might end up being, if it happens, a parent's room.
Super common. I don't think people understand that. And so, what's going to happen when these facilities can't fill the apartments because there's not enough people who can afford? I mean, to give you an idea, it's over $4,000 a month.
And even professional people. Who do you think? Look at the price of food and the mortgage and the insurance. $4,000 a month. Again, most Americans don't even have $1,000 to put their hands on in 5 minutes if life itself depended on it. Have you not seen videos of people sitting up here? Okay, paid my bills, and now I've got a big old $12 left. Are you really? I mean, seriously, this is horrible.
$4 grand. I mean, think about like that. That's like almost triple my mortgage. Okay, it's crazy. And in my case, like, what would happen if I was in this situation? Because I'm thinking about that. Like, what's going to happen if, like, my dad's facility, for example, shuts? Because there's not going to be beds anywhere for these people to go.
Move over, mama. Move over, daddy. Here comes Papa and Mimo.
So the burden is going to be on the families. And, like, in my case, I don't have anywhere to put this man.
Better find some room. And that's exactly it. The burden is going to be on the families. The burden will be on who? Listen, a lot of people are getting a wake-up call. Oh, getting a wake-up call. They're going to realize there's no such thing as a free lunch. Ooh, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Because here's something I haven't out of a video on. You think this is the nightmare? You have a parent going to the hospital. It'll be a separate video. Two things. Check out your state. I would advise you, if at all possible, don't sign anything. Oh, there's round two to the nightmare that'll just send you over the top. But let's continue.
And I don't live in a handicap accessible home. And there is no housing in my area. So I can't just like pick up and move. And I have a mortgage from 2011. Like I can't just move. Like that's not really an option. So like I don't know what I would be doing if I was in that same situation. And I am really worried. And if you're thinking, well, I'm so lucky. I don't have anyone in nursing care. I'm not going to be impacted. Let me just tell you that this is just the one little arm.
Yes, because you may work there and that's how you're impacted. The domino effect. So what she's going to do, yeah, what'll happen your whole life, if that were to happen with her, as with some people, your whole life change. Well, I don't have room. It's not handicap accessible. Guess he'll be living downstairs in the living room. May have to set up a bed there. And then you look up, it's like, oh my gosh, he's always here. What do we do? This is life changing. Been saying before, all the spending, all the money going out. People want to, we're playing Big Daddy dollars. Listen, we can afford wars, but think now we can afford to feed or house the elderly and the poor. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We can afford wars, but we can't afford to feed the elderly and house the poor. No. Said before, said again. They don't care about us. We're on our own. There is no safety net. Americans, we are so in trouble. We are on our own. There's no safety net. No safety net. None whatsoever. Where you going to put them? You're going to put them where you can. This is going to disrupt my life. You're going to put them where you can. They may have to share a room with little Johnny, little Taylor, little Neek, little Peter, little Jamal. Hey, your granddad's sharing your room today. And then she mentioned it's not wheelchair accessible. Can you imagine? You got to be careful too, because some people, what if two people are working and the older person falls down, hurts themselves? Uh-oh. So yeah, kicking them out. Medicaid. The powers that be who have it their way. See, you have to understand. I know this may sound mean. Sometimes you've outlived your usefulness, and that's how I see it. Now you see the value. Oh, and I fought for this country and veterans. You got to go to if you can't afford it, if you're on Medicaid. So, yeah, this is where we are. Get ready. I cannot believe this is happening. It's a happening. And people's lives are just they're just having to make changes. So we can afford wars. Yep, got that part down real good. But we can't afford to house and feed the elderly and the poor.
Me, mom, and papa will be at the crib in 30 to 45 days.
Get ready, people, because that's the sad reality of a lot of Americans. Who's going to get them to the doctor's appointment? I guess you. We both work. Oh, well. Who's going to cook and clean for them? You, the one they're coming to stay with. This is where we are. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.